Hello all, March 30th, 2012. Let's first go right to the Elgin oil platform and what have we found out? Okay, so we know that gas is now leaking out of the wellhead and that there's an exclusion zone 2 miles around the water area and 3 miles in the air for aircraft. The gas is not ignited yet. It's still blowing in the opposite direction as the flare that is burning on top of this rig. So they have apparently basically two options. One is to just let it boil away for years after year until the pressure goes down enough to where they can come on board, plug it full of mud, hopefully, and stop it that way. There's another option 6 months down the road, which is just slant drilling right into the old bore, take up the pressure that way, and stop it somehow that way. I guess you pour mud down that borehole and plug it somehow. Well, let's go over and see what Brent Crude's been doing. Okay, it started out about 122.1 or so, and it went up to about 128.8, and then it just sort of did this throughout the day. Went up to 123, kind of went up all the way up to a little over 123.65 or so, came on back down to 122.8, and then floated on off. And I don't know where it's going to end, but we're still above the 120 mark, so we're still in the damage mode. One issue I wanted to talk about was the Obama administration in the U.S. has decided that it was going to make it easier for drillers to drill. And this is going on all over the world. People are drilling for oil to try and solve peak oil problems. They think if we just keep drilling more and more wells, sucking harder and harder on what there is, that somehow that's going to solve the problem. And let me show you how that's not going to solve the problem and how it's going to make it much worse for all of us. You know, this is kind of irritating because politicians should know this stuff. You know, this is real pretty basic, but apparently they do not understand what oil is and how it works and what the word finite means. This is what the U.S. is doing right now with peak oil. Okay, they went right up and right down. All right, now when we peaked in 1973 or so, 1973. All right, was the U.S.'s peak, and we're somewhere down in here. But what happened is that we're trying other methods to get oil out, and so we've taken this and we've curved it out a little bit like this. All right, but this is why that's bad. The reason you don't do it this way is real easy, because you just reverse this. You have a glass. This represents the oil field, right? All right, about half of it is just pure oil and they suck it down. But this half is not oil. It's full of rock and stone and sand and gas and that sort of thing. And the only way to get it out is by putting pressure either on top, either water or steam or some kind of gas, and you push it down, and the well comes down here. You know, as they push down with the pressure, the oil goes in. But after a while, after you go and you put more and more and more straws in the reservoir, and you suck more and more, what's left goes down faster and faster. And after a while, you end up like that, and you can't get this oil out. This part about, I don't know, what is it, a fifth to a third of it can't be gotten out yet, because it takes too much oil to try and get that oil out. So what they're doing is by putting in more straws, they're sucking the oil down faster and making that curve look and finish off like this, right? It's going to go straight down, and you're going to hit the bottom, and you're not going to have any alternatives or anything to rely on, because all you're doing is putting money into this. Was a better situation might be something like this. That's a much better curve. You can really handle this curve, because you know the same situation happens, but you just keep one straw in there and you just suck it out slowly. You know, the world right now, you know, seems to be, you know, we kind of came up like this, and now we're just sort of doing this, but we're extending the plateau by putting more and more straws into the reservoir. And when you do that, you know, you can extend it. You can even get it up a little bit. But boy, at the end, it is just going to be a straight down. And that is a heck of a cliff to try and deal with. You know, so Obama and everyone who's saying drill baby drill is giving us this right here, a big cliff, you know, and it's going to go like that. It's going to be a hard hit, or what they call a hard landing. You know, the very best situation would be after the peak would to be just slowly go down, right? And the way you slowly go down is you fill this section with alternative fuels and energy. Both solar, wind, that sort of thing, and then this will just slowly go down, and you'll have basically very little disruption to your society. Okay, let's go see the boats in the bay. There seems to be 5 oil barges in the bay. Alright, we're not going to go down to the gas stations because the prices are the same. The prices have leveled off. As soon as July gets here, prices will go up naturally because they always do during the summer driving months in the north hemisphere of the planet for some reason. It came to my attention. England, their oil is declining about 20% each year in the North Sea. Well, now there's some rumors coming out that there actually has inclined to 22% last year. It's declining. A lot of people seem to be pushing for drill, baby drill. I wanted to show you something just right over here. These are just unbelievable this year. Pretty cool, huh? Look at the detail on that. See, am I getting that in the camera? The Obama administration is putting on more sanctions on Iran. My personal opinion on this is you can't prove something that you haven't done. In other words, I don't personally believe they have nuclear weapons, ever tried to get nuclear weapons, or want nuclear weapons. However, there seems to be a matter of disagreement with that. So what I'm going to do is just use these useless thumbs up and thumbs down parts of YouTube, and we'll find out your opinion on that. Thumbs down means you believe Iran has weapons of mass destruction or is developing them. If you believe that Iran does not have nuclear weapons or is developing them, that means thumbs up. Give us your opinion on it. You know, let's find out what the neighborhood thinks. Video responses, I turn those on immediately. So the next couple days I'm going to go ahead and be working on the how to live in these days survival videos, and maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I'll have it finished on Pink Barrio. Enjoy these beautiful set of wildflowers here. See if I can get in some close shots here for you. Yeah, it doesn't show up too well in the camera, does it? Look at that, they're all the way up on both sides of this road. Anybody remember these when you were a kid? Let's take a closer look. You put the solar kit together in many different ways. Pink Barrio, green sun alternative energy. Okay, until next time.